Hey, good morning. It's Sunday, October 26th, 2025. It's 7:31 a.m. and I think I finally got my machine back working again. I don't know what was wrong with it, but maybe it just needed to be unplugged for a while. You know, sometimes they say that, unplug it for 10 minutes. I just tried 10 seconds yesterday. That didn't work. Okay, anyhow, I think it's working. So, yesterday, when I was so rudely interrupted by this machine, which would not work, um, we were going to compare Napoli and the Festive Collection Espresso. You know, it's difficult when you're doing a Facebook video and you're seeing, oh, wait, is my hair flat there? Is it fluffed out? Did I put my lipstick on right? You know, am I dressed? Anyhow, so first I'm going to go ahead and run the Napoli Espresso. I'm using two different shaped cups so I won't get them mixed up. Help me remember, okay? So, and I have descaled my machine, so hopefully, you know, everything's going to run smoothly. I've run quite a bit of water through there so that I'm not going to be drinking any descaling solution. All right, and Espresso Festive Collection. And I am going to get out 2 coffee makes here, 1 for each cup. But first I'm going to take a sip of each one black. Okay? There we go. And you see I've got a new configuration here for all this stuff. We'll see if this works. I'm a little bit cramped. I have to be careful I don't ram my elbow into the refrigerator. I tried to put something colorful here so you were not just looking at old pot holders. Anyhow, all right, doing the best I can here. Do they make refrigerator skins, you know, like they do for laptops and stuff, where I can put this plastic thing that adheres to my fridge and, you know, has beautiful designs or whatever on it? Anyhow, if they do, let me know. Oh, hey, Josh. Yes, I'm in a different spot today. I've moved my coffee machine over to the other side of the kitchen. Here, I'll show you why. For one thing, there's only a stove here, not a sink for the phone to go clattering into. For another, look, now I have all this space to use for preparing food. And I have almost the same amount of space on the other side of the sink as well. So, you know, I think that that's going to work out real well. And if my phone falls, it has less distance to fall here. Okay, so I've got let me do this. I've got the Napoli here, which is my favorite Nespresso espresso. Gonna give that a try. And I'm comparing it to the Festive Collection Espresso for 2025. It's powerful, but it brings me back to, oh Lord, over 50 years ago when I spent 3 months in Italy as my final term of college, studying art history and a lot of other stuff that you can find in Italy. Oh my goodness, I don't want to get myself in hot water here. I turned 21 when I was there. So, you know, imagine a college kid, 20, 21, 3 months going all over Italy. I was with a class though. You know, it was a study thing. There were professors there, but golly, we had a lot of free time. Anyhow, tell you about it another time. All right, here we go. This does not remind me of my time in Italy. Okay, now let's talk about this. The Napoli is made from Robusta coffee from Africa and India. The Festive Collection is made from Arabicas from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, and let's see, what's next to all of that on the, oh, Kenya. Yeah, all along the equator. Whereas, where did I say the Napoli was from? Oh, well, it just said African and Indian. Anyhow, Robusta versus Arabica. Very often, Robustas have a more powerful flavor. But, you know, it all depends also, again, how it's grown, the type of soil, the altitude, the rainfall, the sun, you know, the way it's handled while it's growing, and then when they pick it, what they do with it, you know. We've talked about how on some coffees they let it sit, the whole coffee cherry, so the coffee bean sits with the flesh of the fruit, the coffee fruit around it, or they take it off, and when do they roast it, and how do they roast it, and so on and so forth. And of course, these are blends of, you know, 2 or 3 kinds of coffees. But this is what it all comes down to, folks. How does it taste to you? That's what matters, right? Now, I know there are some people that say, oh yes, I love Vietnamese coffee, or I love Costa Rican coffee, or whatever. I don't know, you know, maybe one of these days I'm going to have to look at all my Nespresso packages, you know, where the coffee has been grown, and see if there are certain ones, if the ones I like come from similar areas of the world. So that'll be something for another day. Let me try this again. This is the Festive Collection Espresso. So this is nice, all right? But you know, it could be that because I spent that time in Italy, and I had never had espresso before. I don't know if I even had heard of espresso when I was 20 years old. Back then, things were not as cosmopolitan as they are now, you know. Things were kind of more regional, and so there were a lot of foods I had never heard of or tried, and I wasn't into coffee. So anyhow, maybe because I was so impressed by the espresso that I had in Italy, that's why I like this better than this. Okay. Now, you know what? Let me, hang on. I'm quick gonna go get the box that this came in. All right. I know that the intensity of the Napoli is rated as a 13. This one, okay, come on. So here we go. This one is a 7, the Festive Collection. So I wonder, you know, I tend to like the more intense coffees. Well, let me try it with the Coffee Mate. All right. And admittedly, the Coffee Mate is not technically a flavor, but it is. It flavors the coffee, in my opinion. What flavor is it? I don't know. It's just sort of almost like a cream flavor. It's different than just adding milk. All right. That's so good. Okay. I think that the Festive Collection Espresso for 2025 is very tasty with Coffee Mate in it. And likely, I would think with half and half or heavy cream also it would be, because I think Coffee Mate has a similar flavor and taste and mouthfeel to those things. Wow. I still like the Napoli better. Definitely like it better black. But you know what? I think that these two can get married this morning. Okay. May as well try a combination, right? That's pretty tasty. Actually, I like the Napoli better. You know what? Let me just turn out this light. Here, is this lighting better to do it like this? Or is this better? Tell me which one. The last one or, well, you can figure it out. There's the one with the backlighting. There's the one with the overhead lighting. There's the one with no lighting. And then there's everything on. Well, if you have an opinion, let me know. Because you know what? When these are on replay, they actually look a little bit different than they do while we're doing it here. Oh, Benjamin, good morning. That's a new name. Okay, well, I need to get going here, headed off to choir and then church. And I'm going to finish my coffee along with some breakfast. This was an interesting experiment. Oh, you know, I'll just mention one thing. Okay, hopefully I can get this without a disaster. I have discovered that having coffee with a banana, oh, this one kind of opened funny. There we go. It's very tasty. Now, yeah, there's just something that tastes nice about it. It's even nice with black coffee. Now, if you sweeten your coffee all up, I don't know if you'd appreciate the banana part of it. But anyway, so there's an idea for you. If you don't have a pastry, but you have a banana, go for the banana with the coffee. Anyhow, all right, look, I appreciate your joining me, and I will talk to you later, okay?